The question says, how can I convince Christians that praying to dead people won't benefit them? The greatest way is the reality. فَادْعُوهُمْ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لَكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenged those who invoke the idols or invoke other deities other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying, أُدْعُوهُمْ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لَكُمْ. Invoke them, let's see whether they will answer you or not. And this is, of course, a mockery way. It is very obvious that if any of us happen to travel while we're airborne or while we're sailing in the middle of the ocean or the sea, and then there is some slight wind, when it gets windy, when we experience some air pumps, when there are high waves and we are in a state of instability and we're afraid that we may lose our lives or anything bad may happen, automatically you find every person saying, oh my God, oh my God. You do not see anyone who takes this piece of wood from her purse or a coin or an image and pray to the image. Rather, everybody says, oh my God. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ. Who is he who answers the one who is in need whenever he invokes him, and he removes the harm, relieves you from the calamity or the distress? It is only Allah. Well, if this is the case, then the following question, rhetorical question, which is, أَإِلَهٌ مَعَ اللَّهِ. Should there be any ilah along with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And Ibrahim alayhi salam, the father of the prophets, has a very interesting story. You can use it because you're talking about arguing with Christians. So Christians believe in Ibrahim alayhi salam as well. Yes, they have a distorted image of all the prophets. But let's discuss this according to the very famous story of Ibrahim alayhi salam with his people. When they left their festival out of town, and he seized this opportunity and he demolished all the idols in the temple except for one, which happened to be the biggest one. When they returned, they were very disturbed. قالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا. Who did that to our gods? The question itself is mockery. How could you ask who hurt your God if God cannot protect himself? Then how possibly will this God, you name it, an idol, a statue, an angel, a human being, will be able to protect you? So anyway, they said, we heard somebody by the name Ibrahim who used to speak ill of them. So they captured him and said, أَأَنْتَ فَعَلْتَ هَذَا بِآلِهَتِنَا يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ. Did you do that to our gods? Did you destroy them? Ibrahim alayhi salam did not say no. Rather he said, بَلْ فَعَلَهُ كَبِيرُهُمْ هَذَا فَاسْأَلُوهُمْ إِنْ كَانُوا يَنْطِقُونَ. In fact, the one who did that is this big idol, this big statue. Why don't you ask them? They will tell you who did it. اسألوهم إن كانوا ينطقون. If they can utter a word, if they can speak out. They said, yeah. Then they figured out that he's fooling them. They said, you know that they don't speak out. He said, well, you just proved that you're fool. How do you worship and seek help from such an idol? Lifeless object, can neither talk, nor hear, nor benefit, nor harm. As far as invoking human beings who are even alive, let alone the dead, if the person is able to protect himself or benefit himself from harm or benefit himself whenever he or she desires so, perhaps such people who may ask them to assist us. But the reality is, no one can protect himself against the tests and the trials which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained him or her to go through. أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said in the Quran, Allah quoted him saying, لا أملك لنفسي نفعا ولا ضرا. I do not own for myself any benefit nor protecting or warding off any harm, except if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills. So it's a logical matter. It's very simple to prove such thing through the reality, through our life experience. Then when you go to somebody who is dead, and we know what happened to the dead other than the martyrs and the prophets, their bodies decompose, then they decay, and they smell. How could you ask help from somebody who does not even exist anymore? These are all means through which a shaitan deceives people and misleads them from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.